Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. Today we're going to talk about one of the great American classics of literature, a 1925 novel by John Dos Passos, and it is Manhattan Transfer. It's a current edition that I picked up and reread it. I first read this in a library a very long time ago and left a lasting impression on me. I haven't reread it in many years. So rereading it, it was just as mesmerizing to me now as it was when I first read it, and I'm sure when the audiences first read it in 1925. John Dos Passos was born in 1896 and died in 1970. He wrote many novels. The USA trilogy is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. He did one called Three Soldiers, which is a masterpiece. He was a contemporary of, obviously, F. Scott Fitzgerald and Ernest Hemingway and many, many others from that period. But today I just wanted to recommend Manhattan Transfer. It's a remarkable book, and I'm really glad that I took the time to reread it. It just took me a couple of hours. I reread it over a period of 2 days. It's almost stream of consciousness, but not quite, which he would use effectively in the USA trilogy. But he follows the lives of 10 or more characters in here in Manhattan, and he just gives you a character study of each throughout the book and gives you a mosaic of what life was in Manhattan during this period, this post-war period after World War I and so forth. In that entire period, I think, really. And it goes back and forth, and you get a sense of what America was like. You get a sense of what the inner city was like 100 years ago, which I don't think is much different than it is today, although people don't like to admit that. But it's true. And, it was crowded, it was merciless, it was busy, it was filled with hopes and dreams and schemes and good things and bad things, and on and on. So it really gives you a slice of life from a period in history. A remarkable achievement to be accomplished in one novel. I think he did it in other novels as well. So if you haven't read anything by John Dos Passos, this would be a really, really good place to start. A standalone novel, Manhattan Transfer, which is an American classic of literature. It's one of the all-time great books, and I'm really glad that I took the time to reread it. I remember sitting in the library at a college many years ago and reading it when I was not having a lot of money and wasn't being able to buy as many books, and so I was using libraries a lot more back then, which is what they're for. And I read this in a library years and years ago. So my recommendation is Manhattan Transfer by John Dos Passos. And until next time, my friends, I'll see you along the dusty trail.